So Vex the Gloomist is out. You can check out her champion trailer. It's pretty cool. I don't think it kind of reveals a lot as to what her abilities do. I kind of found it a little lacking in that department. But fortunately, her ability reveal also came out, which we can talk about really quick. Her passive is Doom. Periodically, she becomes empowered by Doom, causing her next ability to basic ability to interrupt dashes and fear enemies. And it has another portion. When a nearby enemy dashes or blinks, they become marked with gloom. Her next basic attack against a marked enemy detonates the mark, dealing bonus damage and refunding part of Doom's cooldown, so the first part of it. Her Q is Mistral Bolt. She launches a wave forward, dealing magic damage to enemies it passes through. After a short delay, the wave accelerates but has reduced width. She detonates gloom on any marked target it hits. Her W is Personal Space, which is a pretty good name, I feel like. She gains a shield and emits a shockwave that deals magic damage to enemies around her. It detonates gloom. E is Looming Darkness. Her shadow flies to a location, increasing in size as it travels. On arriving, she deals magic damage, slows, and marks enemies with gloom, her passive. The ultimate is Shadow Surge. Shadow flies forward, marking and dealing magic damage to the first enemy champion hit. She can then recast this ability to have Shadow pull her to the marked target, dealing additional magic damage. If the marked target dies within a short time of taking damage from her ultimate, she can cast her ultimate again within a few seconds. So it kind of seems like a very anti-mobile mobile carry. So like mobile assassin.
Yeah.
But pretty cool.
Play a little fucking Vex Poppy bot lane. You don't get to play the game.
True.
Yeah.
And alongside that came, of course, the Champion Insights, which had a lot of really, really cool information. I personally think the coolest part was that her original design, she created portals that extended the distance that allied missiles traveled. You'd essentially have Misfortune ults that went double distance, Blitz crank hooks from out of nowhere, and they were all really scary, really cool experiences that cost multiple years of visual FX budget.
Yeah. They
so
talk about how like
cool.
they'd have to redesign every single skill shot in the entire game to like work with this.
Yeah, that's wild.
And then they have a lot of really cool concept art where she essentially has a stand in every single one of these. But it's really cool. Definitely would check it out. Is there anything else you guys wanted to highlight about it?
Yeah, the main thing was like the concept art. I thought some of the old designs were like really, really cool. They're also
I
different.
really
It's
like the last one, honestly.
Yeah.
I think it's G, yeah.
Yeah, they're really, really cool though. I like how they talk about this a lot in it, how like they had this idea for these like arm type things that like kind of like these shadow arms, but then they realized they're trying to make a fucking mage character and her main feature is giant arms.
Yeah.
And they're like, this doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like sounds like a lot of like design iterations went through this character, like making her kind of like this physical arm type character to this character that extends skill shot ranges to now kind of being like a burst mage kind of, I guess. She's like a burst mage, but also like, I don't know, she's like short range burst mage, but also like has tons of mobility. I don't know. She's very interesting though.
We'll definitely have to see how she's played, because I legitimately don't know. I think it's gonna be really like ratio dependent, honestly.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, just like with any kit release, I mean, there are some things you look at and say, oh, that's going to be nutty no matter what, and then but there's always the question of numbers. So I'm excited. Amumu finally has a friend, kinda, maybe, according to the release video. She's a sad girl and thinks that edgy e-boy Viego is cool, even though she should really be interested in Zed because he's way more of a Chad than Viego will ever be.
Yeah. She also calls someone a normie.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
That's funny.
I think that was the funniest part of the video.
It's really well put together, though. I really like her like shadow design. I think her shadow design is just so fucking like aesthetically pleasing. But
it is really cool. They did a great job with that. Another thing that they talked about was like making it obvious which way she's facing, because it was really difficult in like testing and initial design to like have a shadow behind her and also know which way she was facing, apparently, which is like really interesting and not something that I think a lot of people would even think about at all.
She's also like a small little character in like a sweater where you can't really see her face at all.
Yeah.
So like that also probably just makes it look like she could be either way.
Yeah, I think they cited the hoodie as like a big problem. Like you can't have a character in like a really baggy hoodie without having some clarity issues sometimes.
Yeah. That's cool.
But-
Yeah, I really like her. I think she's like a really, really unique design. Hopefully she isn't super annoying to play against. I saw her ratios are like relatively low for the most
Good.
part, but she also has like reset mechanics, so who knows how it will work.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll see.